Every day, millions of people spend money trying to look successful. A nicer car, a luxury watch, designer clothes, the latest iPhone, a bigger apartment than they actually need. Honestly, none of these purchases happen because people truly need them. They happen because of what they say about us. They signal success, status, achievement. But here's the uncomfortable truth. The fastest way to look rich is often the fastest way to delay becoming rich. And that's the trap millions of people fall into without even realizing it. Because these days, looking wealthy has become a lot easier than actually building wealth. And that difference changes everything. Let's imagine two people. Both earn exactly $120,000 a year. Person A drives a brand new luxury SUV with monthly payments, wears designer brands, upgrades their phone every year, and posts expensive vacations on Instagram. From the outside, they look successful. Person B drives a reliable 5-year-old car. They rarely buy luxury items. Most of their income quietly disappears into index funds, retirement accounts, and investments that nobody else ever sees. Now, if you met both people for 5 minutes, who would you assume is richer? Most people would say person A, and they'd probably be wrong, because wealth isn't what people see. Wealth is what people don't see. The expensive clothes are visible. The sports car is visible. The fancy apartment is visible. But the investment portfolio isn't. The emergency fund isn't. The paid-off house isn't. Financial freedom isn't. Real wealth is surprisingly invisible, and that's exactly why it's so easy to confuse spending with success. Now here's something fascinating. Humans have always competed for status. Thousands of years ago, status meant better access to food, protection, and opportunities. Today, our brains still crave that same status, but instead of displaying strength or survival skills, we display brands, cars, homes, watches, vacations. The objects changed. The psychology didn't. Companies understand this better than anyone, which is why luxury advertising almost never focuses on the product itself. They don't sell a watch, they sell prestige. They don't sell a car, they sell admiration. They don't sell a handbag, they sell identity. Because people don't just buy products, they buy the feeling those products promise. The feeling of finally being successful, of finally being respected, of finally belonging. The problem is that feeling never lasts. A new car feels exciting for a few months. A luxury watch becomes normal. A designer jacket eventually just sits in the closet like every other jacket. Psychologists actually have a name for this. They call it hedonic adaptation. We quickly adapt to our new lifestyle. What once felt extraordinary becomes ordinary, and then we want something even bigger, something newer, something more expensive. The cycle never really ends, and this is where the real damage begins. Say you get a raise. You expect your financial life to improve, but instead, you move into a larger apartment, start eating out more often, upgrade your car, buy nicer furniture, subscribe to more services, travel more frequently. On their own, none of these decisions seem unreasonable. In fact, they often feel deserved. I work hard. I've earned this. I can afford it. And technically, you can. But every upgrade quietly increases how much money your lifestyle demands every single month. Before the raise, your freedom was growing. After the raise, your expenses caught up, and sometimes they even move faster than your income. This is called lifestyle inflation, and it's one of the biggest reasons high-income earners still live paycheck to paycheck. Not because they don't make enough money, but because every dollar they earn immediately gets assigned to maintaining a more expensive version of their life. Here's the strange thing about expensive purchases, though. The price tag is almost never the real cost. The real cost is what that money could have become. Think about spending $50,000 on a luxury car instead of investing it. At first, the difference doesn't seem dramatic. You get a beautiful car, people notice, you enjoy driving it. But cars lose value almost immediately, while investments have the potential to grow for decades. The car gives you a moment of status. The investment gives you options, freedom, security, time. Every dollar you spend has two possible futures. It can buy something that makes today feel better, or it can buy a future that feels easier. Very few dollars can do both. Economists actually have a term for this. They call it opportunity cost. It's not about what you paid, it's about what you gave up. And the wealthiest people in the world think about this constantly. Before they buy something expensive, they don't just ask, "Can I afford this?" They ask, "What is this money no longer able to do for me?" That simple question changes everything. Now, one of the biggest surprises for a lot of people is this: real wealth is usually quiet. Think about someone trying to impress everyone around them. Luxury brands, expensive dinners, constant upgrades, everything designed to be noticed. Now think about someone actually focused on building wealth. They're more likely to invest than upgrade, more likely to save than show off, more likely to buy assets than attention. That's because financially successful people understand something most people never learn. Money is a tool, not a performance. Plenty of millionaires live in ordinary neighborhoods, drive reliable cars, wear simple clothes, not because they dislike nice things, but because they value financial freedom more than temporary admiration. And ironically, the people who look the richest are often carrying the most debt, while the people who actually have the most wealth often look completely ordinary. It's a pretty powerful reminder that appearances tell us almost nothing about someone's financial reality. So let's imagine two futures. In the first, every raise leads to a bigger lifestyle, more payments, more pressure, more stress, and no matter how much you earn, it never feels like enough. In the second, every raise increases your investments, your savings, your assets, your future freedom. Your lifestyle improves too, just more slowly than your income. The difference between those two futures isn't intelligence, it's intention. Because wealth isn't built by looking successful, it's built by making thousands of quiet financial decisions that nobody applauds. Nobody compliments the person who maxed out their retirement account. Nobody notices the emergency fund. Nobody sees the index funds quietly compounding year after year. But one day, those invisible decisions become visible freedom. The ability to leave a job you hate, to spend more time with your family, to stop worrying about every unexpected expense, to choose how you actually spend your life. That's what wealth really buys. So look, the world is constantly encouraging you to spend money, proving you're successful. But real wealth has never been about proving anything. It's about needing to prove less. Looking rich is expensive. Being rich requires patience. The clothes fade, the cars get replaced, the trends change, but financial freedom has a value that never goes out of style. So next time you're tempted to buy something just because it looks successful, ask yourself one question. Am I buying a better image or a better future? Because the hidden cost of looking rich might just be the wealth you never get the chance to build.